guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be doing something different today. I'm going to be doing a tag. Now, no one's actually tagged me, but I notice a few booktubers have thought, well, I haven't been tagged, I'm going to do my own. So there's quite a few tags getting around at the moment. There's newbie tags, there's end of year tags. What I did was come up with a few questions, but it's a hybrid model. So I've come up with some newbie tag questions, I've come up with some end of the year questions, and I've thrown in a few rapid fire questions as well, just to mix it up a bit. Being this time of year, I thought, well, there's no point just doing a newbie video, it's the end of the year, I might as well do that. I might as well do the rapid fire questions so that you get to know me a little bit better and what I'm all about, and share a little bit more of my little world here. So we'll start with question number one. Why did you start this channel? I started the channel purely because of my love of books. I've been watching a few booktubers for quite some time now, and I thought, well, hey, I've got some things to say about books as well. Why don't I give it a crack? And I've been inspired to do this by Mike over at Mike's Book Reviews. He is such a professional. His videos are top quality. He has great introductions where he reads an excerpt from the book while showing a slideshow of different scenes from the books and that sort of thing. And I thought if I could be half as good as him, then I'd be doing all right. And pretty big thing for me to get in front of the camera as well, because I'm a naturally nervous person and self-conscious and things like that. But more importantly, I wanted to connect with people and network with people and talk about books. That's what it's all about. And helping others get out of their reading comfort zone like I have, and it's opened up a world of opportunities for me. My mind has been open to all sorts of potential reading conquests that I was pretty ignorant about over the last couple of years. So what it's resulted in is a never-ending TBR, which is as high as the Chrysler Building in New York. It's just ridiculous. I may not get everything I want to read done ever. So I guess that's a great way to be, and plenty of choice out there. Question number two, what are you most excited about for this new channel? I'm excited about trying to deliver content which is interesting and will help people expand their reading opportunities and that sort of thing, much like what I answered in question number one. But I think one of the most things I'm excited about with the new channel is meeting new people and networking with people and joining groups and things like that, and seizing opportunities with both hands, and things like in the next couple of years having the potential to grow my channel to a point where I can invite popular authors on for a chat and join in chats with other booktubers online as well, which is something I'm really interested in. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, but it's certainly off to a good start. Three, why do you love reading? And that's a very, very simple answer. It's pure escapism for me. I like to, work a busy day job and have a bit of stress and that sort of thing. And occasionally, if you want to escape into another world, those worlds are here in books. And there's so many books I like to read, and I like to read horror and fantasy and crime and thriller. So from those subgenres alone, it opens up to literally thousands of possibilities. And always have loved reading. When I was a kid, I used to like the Hardy Boys mysteries. I used to like Secret Seven and the famous Five mysteries by Enid Blyton. The Three Investigators by Alfred Hitchcock were very popular around the time when I was growing up, and haven't stopped since. What book or series got you into reading? And I think I answered that in the last one. Hardy Boys definitely got me into reading, but more so Enid Blyton really got me into reading at a very young age. And yeah, thank you, Enid, for that. Question 6, what does your book collection look like? Hard to answer with just words, so the answer to this isn't going to come straight away, but the answer will be coming in the form of a bookshelf tour video I plan on doing prior to the end of the year. Now, it's a good excuse for me to reorganise my shelves and neaten things up a bit. Things are a little bit untidy that you can't see on camera, And I'll do the bookshelf tour a little bit differently. In my first channel launch video, I just played some music and ran the camera along the shelves. This time I'll do it a little bit better. I'll actually add some commentary behind a lot of my purchases and collections and things like that. And you'll get an idea of exactly what I like to read in a lot more detail. So it's an opportunity for me to show off my collection that way. So I plan on getting that video done just before Christmas, I think. Now, some end of year questions. So are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? There was one book I started and got 2/3 of the way through it, and I can say that I won't be finishing it, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, and I'm just bracing myself for the virtual tomatoes that get thrown onto this stage. The most disappointing book for me this year was Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary. A lot of people loved it, and you know, there's nothing wrong with the author's book. I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me. I found the alien featured in it quite ordinary and boring, and I know people won't agree with it, but I just couldn't finish it. I'm not a big science fiction reader anyway, and you know, I had it recommended to me, and I thought you know, it might be a fairly easy read to ease myself into the genre, because I would be open to reading more sci-fi in the future. But yeah, didn't finish that one, but that's probably the most disappointing book this year that I didn't finish. There was another one I started, which was book number 5 in Peter V. Brett's Demon Cycle, the core. Now, I started to read a couple of pages of that, couldn't get into it for some reason. Don't know why. Maybe I was impatient to get to other things that were waiting on my TBR. I plan on finishing the series. Now, it won't happen this year, but I think I'll bite the bullet and pick up the core once again, maybe in January, and just finish it. It is bugging me a little bit because I just want to be done with the series. I've enjoyed all 4 previous books. They've been great. So we'll see how that goes. Now, are there any new releases I'm still waiting for? The short answer to that one is no. All the new releases I've been chopping at the bit for, I've gotten and I've read. Nothing new coming until about Feb next year for me. So this year is done and dusted for new releases I'm looking forward to. Okay, what 3 books do I want to read before the end of the year? I touched upon that before with a couple. So I want to read Summer Night by Jim Butcher, and I also want to try and finish Darkness at Sethanon by Feist. Now, they're 2 books. I don't think I'll manage 3 for the rest of the year, but if I manage to get those 2 in the bag before the end of the year, I'll be pretty happy with that. Okay. Is there a book that could still shock you and become your favourite book of the year? No. After Matthew Riley, the competition would be fierce for a book read between now and the end of the year to jump to the #1 spot. It just won't happen. So, there you go. Now, have you already started reading plans for 2022? Yeah, I have. I've released a video not too long ago about some fantasy and crime series I want to start, and some that I want to finish. So that part of my planning is underway. A little bit hard to plan for new releases and things like that because I don't know too far in advance what's coming out. But I know a fair idea of what I want to read next year and authors I want to get into. Not so much standalones, it's more a series than anything, but from what I can make of it at the moment, it's going to be a very big year of reading. There is a lot I want to read. Some of the series I want to start are very long series, so you know, Wheel of Time, Game of Thrones, I want to look at Tad Williams and a few others there. It's just going to be full on, and hopefully I won't burn myself out like I have this year. So that is that. Now, some rapid fire questions just to finish. Oh, actually, there was one, sorry, I did forget a question. How many books do I own? Now, at last count, I'm guessing about 780. Now, I haven't gone through and counted every individual book. A panel like this here would hold about 20 books. So I just did the math and worked out 20 books times all the panels, and I come up with about 780, which is pretty accurate. So, and there's room for more with a few vacant shelves, so I won't be done collecting books anytime soon. Okay, rapid fire questions, here we go. Ebook or physical? Definitely physical for me. Paperback or hardback? I prefer paperback 90% of the time. If I have a book from a favourite author coming out, and the case in point would be Matthew Riley, then I prefer to read his books in hardback. But 90% of the time it's paperback. I like this sort of format for most of my reading. That's the C format. What I find best about these ones is they're durable. If you get halfway through the book, you can actually have it laying on a flat surface, and the spines are less likely with these ones to crack. So that's one reason why I like reading paperback over hardback. Online or in-store shopping? Now, up until recently, it would have been in-store shopping, but lately it's been online ordering, purely because of the convenience. If you go into a local bookstore and they don't have the book you want and you have to order it in, the ETA is normally about 7 to 10 working days. However, shopping on amazon.com.au, if I ordered a book on Saturday night, it would be in my hands by Tuesday morning at the latest. So the prices combined with the fast delivery time makes it more attractive to shop online than the local bookstore, which is sad but true. Trilogies or series? I like series. You get a lot more scope, a lot more room to move in a series. You get a lot more time to attach yourself to characters. A trilogy is okay, but when you think of a book series the size of Malazan Book of the Fallen, I tend to lean that way because of the scope and the sheer size of the universe in the series, and the possibilities are endless as well, and the cast of characters is massive. So I find that a lot more interesting than just plain trilogies. Heroes or villains? Definitely heroes for me. Recommend an underrated book? Definitely recommend Needful Things. It is a very underrated book, and I believe it's one of King's best works of fiction he's ever done. It's not spoken about very often. It's not one of the popular books that feature in people's top 10 Stephen King books of all time, and I think it deserves a pretty high position there. Weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark? I would have to say a tissue. Used books, yes or no? Definitely yes. Now, I prefer brand new books, but if I'm after a book that I can't get brand new, I'll take it any way I can get it. I will never hesitate to buy a second-hand book. I won't hesitate to borrow from the library either. But if there's a book I really want, and a case in point was a recent acquisition I got was the Raya Revelations, the first book, Theft of Swords. I picked up a used copy of that because, I wanted to give it a go. If I like the series, I'll actually buy it brand new. But if there's a book I can't get and the only option is secondhand, it doesn't matter if it's a well-read copy or not. You just want to read the thing and you'll take it any way you can get it. So that's a simple answer to that one. Top 3 favourite genres is definitely crime, thriller, fantasy and horror. Borrow or buy? I'd prefer to buy. Sometimes if I have to borrow from the library, when I have little choice in the matter, I'll do that. But buying books means that I can display them and collect them and enjoy them. Long or short chapters? Definitely short chapters for me. It's the reason I like James Patterson books so much, and in particular Peter James as well. They write very short, snappy chapters that tend to end with cliffhangers, and it makes for really good entertainment. It makes you want to continue reading. It makes you want to find out what happens, and tends to make you stay up late finishing the books. So definitely short chapters for me. Long chapters are okay in certain books. I mean, if the writing quality is great, you don't mind a longer chapter, especially with something epic like, Malazan Book of the Fallen, for example. It's not unusual for a chapter to run for 100 pages or a prologue to run for about 100 or 200 pages. So, long chapters certainly do have their place in the right books, but 90% of the time I really like short chapters. It allows me to read the books pretty quickly and that sort of thing. So that is my booktuber tag, and I hope you enjoyed that. You'll get a better insight as to what I'm all about and what makes me tick a little bit more and get to know me a bit better. And as always, if you've got any feedback, share that with me in the comments below. I will make sure I answer all the comments there, and I'd be interested to see what books you're reading, what you're watching, and that sort of thing. And yeah, until next time, see you later.